Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And to start off this week, I wanted to inform you guys of the news in this article. I will leave it in the description down below. T-Mobile implements Amdocs business assurance on the cloud to accelerate merger synergies. So what's happening here? They're wanting to use a AI-based platform, and this is coming with this includes Amazon's AWS to bring better accuracy on conversion accounts. So on the back end, the billing systems, they're being converted from the Sprint biller. And T-Mobile is using this platform, a leading provider of software and services to communications and media companies today announced that T-Mobile implemented its artificial intelligence AI-powered business assurance solution on Amazon Web Services AWS to support the accuracy of its streaming conversion program for Sprint customers. So they're trying to get them converted on the back end very quickly. And like I said, I'll leave this article in the description so you guys could check it out in its entirety if you are interested in finding out more about this. So we're already in the third quarter. And to start off this week, I wanted to kind of talk about this from a competition standpoint because I have a very strong feeling in my gut that this quarter is going to get very, very competitive, and Q4 as well. But I think it's going to be more competitive than it's ever been, or that it has been in a long time. So from a standpoint of looking at it from the point of views of Verizon and AT&T, they have pretty much allowed T-Mobile to walk all over them, if we're being honest, without much pushback from either one. Verizon kind of tried to push back, but that didn't really go anywhere. They didn't really push nationally. It's the T-Myth, if you guys have even seen it. It was just like a little blog, and it didn't really go anywhere. And actually, they kind of left themselves open for T-Mobile to respond very quickly if they did push it nationally. So that's kind of where we are. AT&T and Verizon aren't really pushing back, but I think, and I truly am genuine when I say this, they will have to push back. Because T-Mobile is no longer just a threat. T-Mobile was a threat during LTE. That's when I considered them to be a threat. Now they're contenders. They are now contenders to what I believe is something bigger that, and I'm partially speaking future talk as well, because the industry is not going to end at the end of the year. There's growth that's going to continue well into 23, 2024, and 2025. And if you look at T-Mobile's guidance that they gave last year at the Analyst Day, you can see that they want to severely cut into Verizon and AT&T's numbers and cut into them in a way that they've never cut into them before, or any other wireless company for that matter. It's been really Verizon and AT&T just at the top, making all the profits that they're making, handling all the rural share. And T-Mobile is now disrupting that in a big way. And we will see that continuing over the next several quarters and years. That's going to keep happening. So I'm expecting Verizon's promotional pressure to continue being as aggressive as it's been. And don't for a second think that it hasn't been aggressive. They've been aggressive at promotional pressure. So Verizon's new promotion period and date, from what I've been told, is starting July 12th through September 8th. That's their new promotional period for the third quarter. Now, what those promotions are remains to be seen. But I have been told there is a feeling internally that the September 8th cutoff is around the time where we could potentially get the new iPhone promo for the iPhone 14s moving forward. That's just, again, that's very speculative. That's not set in stone, so they'll take that with a grain of salt. But that's what I'm hearing right now. That's what I was told from a store rep that they've received in the email. So that's their new promotional period. And we all know T-Mobile's promotions are usually continuous throughout the quarter. Verizon usually, or at least in the past, they have kind of ramped up and then they kind of stopped and then they put in something else. And this all happens throughout the same quarter, so there's no consistency. AT&T has been very consistent on that front. They really have been. They've been pushing the same phone deals for new and existing customers, $800 off. They've been continuously pushing that, and it's been working for them because they're continuing to grow without any perks. Remember, they removed the perk when they launched and introduced that new AT&T Unlimited Premium. So that will be looked at as well. Carriers are going to start scratching their heads and they're going to say, well, wait a minute, if AT&T is growing with no perk, then why should we pay for all this? That's going to be talked about as well. And that's just, how honest we can be on the channel from a consumer perspective. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say that internally behind closed doors. Hans and Mike Seaver, they're going to go up there and they're going to say, well, wait, guys, why are we offering all this stuff that we have to pay for out of pocket when AT&T is growing without free lines, without line promos, without any perk, and they're taking in more profits and reaping the benefits? So that's going to be discussed. It will be. And if you put yourself in the position of a business, if you ran your own business, you probably would tell yourself the same. You would likely be like, well, wait a minute, why am I giving you a free croissant when the bakery across the street is not doing that and they have more traffic? Right? And that's just how it is. And that's how it will be. So I will be looking forward to what's coming in this third quarter. It's ramping up, right? We're like in the first week of the third quarter. We still have earnings towards the end of this month from Q2. So I'll be looking forward to that. But right now, my attention is on this quarter, how it will develop, who's going to be the most aggressive. I think T-Mobile will be the most aggressive. There is an article coming out very soon on the massive layoffs coming to T-Mobile, or that are ongoing and have already happened, from the T-Mobile report, and as to why it's happening, and that's coming in the coming days. I've already been made aware of that, and that's likely the T-Mobile is making those cuts for future strategic growth. But of course, that's that corporate lingo. It's likely due to the 108 auction 108 2.5. They need billions for that. And then they need, many, many billions for marketing and other competitive cuts that they may have to make. Verizon, that could be potentially the worst nightmare, right? If Verizon becomes competitive and they drop pricing to compete with T-Mobile, or now they start offering $1,300 for iPhones, just for an example, that would cause T-Mobile to have to respond. They would have to go lower, higher, and of course they would have to, that type of competitive environment, they would have to analyze and make sure that it makes sense for them, because they're not financially as strong as the Verizon. Verizon can take that hit. They make $5 billion a quarter. T-Mobile's not there yet. So that could get very interesting if that were to come to fruition and Verizon and AT&T push back to that degree. That would make T-Mobile have to fumble a little bit in any quarter, for that matter. Any quarter that happens, T-Mobile would have to fumble. They would have to say, okay, can we drop prices lower? Can we compete aggressively on that type of promotion? They would have to look at that. And that could happen. It's not impossible. That could very well happen. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Let me know how you think about this quarter, how you think that's going to develop with the momentum going into the fourth quarter. Let us know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure you follow the social media outlets for more updates and interactions. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.